So is she prompted? Yes, okay. Well, without any further ado, I will introduce our newest Denver Summit player, Golden, Colorado native, Lindsey Heaps.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we're going to do...
I haven't seen you today. How are you?
I know. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, we've got it,
Yeah.
right?
I'll
Okay,
just
show
step
me.
that way just a little bit.
Slide this way a little bit.
That jersey.
A little farther?
Yep.
Okay. You want us away from the table?
Yeah, let's step
Okay,
away.
let's go this way.
Looks great. There we go.
You're gonna need it in about 14 days. I would like it sooner, but. Alrighty. Hi, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. We're excited to have you here, Lindsey. We'll start it off with questions. Let's go to Nick Rothschild first.
Lindsey, welcome home.
I just saw you.
I know.
Yeah, it was like,
You literally made me flustered on TV for the first time, I think, in my whole career because I didn't think you would react to me shouting your name. But anyway, that's
Nervous.
an aside. What has the reality of being here at the CommonSpirit Performance Center and being on the pitch in a Denver Summit training uniform felt like compared to the dream of playing for a professional club in your home state?
it's a little surreal for me every morning now that I'm driving, in my home state to work. It's weird. I've never had that before. So, I mean, it's such a grateful feeling. I'm just so happy to be here, but also I get to drive here to an incredible performance center and facility where it's like you cannot be mad about coming to work here, and getting on the field and being with the staff and this group. It's been amazing. It's just a few days in, so I'm happy. I'm just trying to integrate and feel out the group and try to be Lindsey in here.
Go to John in the front.
Nick?
Hi, Lindsey. Nice to see you again.
Good to see
John Babiak with the Burgundy Wave. So, in so many words, you've come full circle. You started your youth soccer on the west side of Denver. Now you're back as a professional, fulfilling a dream to play in front of your home city, state, and such. So I wanted to sort of test your memory and go back down
boy.
memory lane and throw you a softball.
Okay.
You started as a U7 playing in Golden. And you had a very special coach that imparted the love of the game, perhaps, on you and brought you to this level. And that person was or is your mother, Linda. So share some memories of her as your first coach. And what was it like to play as a U7, U8 before you joined Rush, Colorado and really started your development? And thank you in advance.
Of course. I love answering questions about my mom. So, to be fair, my mom's been through my entire career with me. It's incredible what she's done because she is one of the hardest working people I know, but gave her time and energy to both my brother and I growing up and playing sports and driving us around when my dad was traveling to and from Kansas City. And she was the one that kind of pushed me to try soccer. And if you guys have read anything on me, she was my first coach because I wouldn't play unless she was my coach. And she ended up coaching me for, 6 or 7 years. And it was assistant coach when I moved to a different club. And she had the Coaching for Dummies book I found in our living room, which was so cute. But just, everything that she did, everything that she gave me, but, also showed me what hard work looks like, what humility looks like, and just doing everything possible to earn where we've come. And yeah, she's one incredible person. She ended up being my team manager at Colorado Rush, so she always traveled with us. Like, she has been there every step of the way. So I think without my mom, I don't know if I would be here. I don't know if I would have made the career that I made for myself. She gave me everything. Obviously, you got to throw my dad in there too, but my mom was there every step of the way. So I appreciate that woman so much. I could talk about her for days, but I'll leave it at that.
John, if you can pass that mic behind you to Megan. And then to Kate.
Thank you. Lindsey, a moment ago, Kurt talked about in building this team, he wanted Colorado soccer to be represented in the DNA of Summit. And I was curious how you would define what Colorado soccer is to you, like what it means to play Colorado soccer, and how that's impacted you as a player and your identity.
Yeah, it's so funny when we get asked that. It's kind of hard to describe, but I think it's such a competitive environment here. There are so many incredible athletes and players that have come through the system in Colorado. And I look back and, talking with Janine, we played at rival clubs, and that rivalry with Colorado Rush, Real Colorado, was so great, and it made it just so competitive, and like the professionalism in these clubs, and not just Real and Rush, there was multiple. I think that kind of led us to grow up in a really good environment to propel in what we were doing in our careers. So I think we were very lucky to grow up here and be around that and be surrounded by such incredible players and competitive players as well. So I think you see a lot of Colorado athletes that have come up the ranks here and been in youth national teams, been going pro. I see so many that are in the NWSL right now. So it is really hard to describe what that is, but I think you look at every player that's from Colorado and then NWSL, and it's incredible to see. So, yeah.
We'll go to Kate on the right.
Hello, Kate with 5280 Pitch. So there's been a lot of changes since you left the NWSL a few years ago, and Emma Hayes actually talked about the changes with a lot of players coming back from Europe over to NWSL. What have you seen as the biggest change with NWSL since you've been back, as far as players and the investment?
Yeah, I first and foremost, it's really cool to see the type of football that's being played. I think from the time that I had at Portland and now being away 6 years and coming back, and the games that I was able to watch while I was overseas, which was really difficult because they were at terrible times for me, it's so crazy just how the game evolves. And you have different types of players, different type of coaches that are coming in, some European coaches, some European players, international players. And I've seen the football evolve in a really great way where, our league is so unique, where it is, I believe, the most competitive league in the world. I don't know if there's a lot of leagues out there where, like, on any given day, any team can win. And that makes our league very, very special. But now I see such a mixture of how teams are trying to play, and the tactical brains that are trying to break down the game differently and play different styles. And also that's like the investment that the ownerships are coming in and putting in, and also the coaches that they're bringing in that are trying to install, different types of things. So you bring in a coach like Nick Cushing with such an incredible experience and coaching for top clubs, and you bring him here, and what an advantage for us to have, because you get a tactical brain that is incredible, but you also have a winner. So you know that he'll set you up to play in a certain way, but at the end of the day, if we can't get that job done, like, he also wants to win the game and grind out the game. And anyway, so this is what I could talk football for days. This is what I see in the NWSL that's been developing for so long, and I think it's another reason, like, I wanted to come back, challenge myself in a different way, but also play for a coach like this.
Lindsey, Nick said in 3 days
Were we talking? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm like, where is that?
Nick said in 3 days you've changed the mentality of this group, and I wonder, what is your sense of this team, and maybe kind of your sense of getting on the same page with some new faces and new talent?
Yeah, it's hard. It's always hard coming in mid-season. I think, I've tried to, my first few days, listen, kind of watch and see how the group works, how the staff works. But I also know it is my job as a leader and an experienced player to come in and insert myself in the best way possible. So a lot of me is I'm learning. I want to fill people out. I want to communicate, and and just learn a little bit more about each individual. But I also hope they know I just want to raise the standard as much as I possibly can. That's a very nice compliment from him, but I think that's my job. And I think the more experienced players, the veterans, the best players on the team, you got to keep raising the level and keep making this team and this club, which I know the ownership wants, to be a winning club. And we raise that level every single day, and that's my job to come here and do the same.
Go here in the middle.
Hi, Lindsey. Luke Evans with the Denver Post. Nice to meet you. It's interesting. Kurt obviously talks about this thing as a project almost, and at the same time, Nick was just talking about the impact he immediately expects from you. Sort of to be plug and play, it has to be at this level. What is your personal expectation for how quickly you expect Summit to be a championship contender and where you want this thing to go?
Yeah, I mean, I operate day by day. I know we have goals. I know for me, I'm a winner. I know this is going to be a winning club. And I've seen the results. I know there's some that haven't gone our way. I've seen some where we play outstanding and we deserve to win. And I think that's what we strive to do every single time. And being an expansion club, it's not easy. And I've seen it. I've always referenced my husband, but I see how it operates in the best way possible. But I know it is not easy. And I think for me, like, my expectations are always very, very high for myself. And I always want that. I want to raise the standard every single day. And I know my staff expects that of me no matter what. So every single day, that's my goal. I know I can't play till the 18th, but I'll do everything possible to help the team get ready for the game on Sunday. And then from then on out, I think you can expect the very best Lindsey. I should be raising the standard. That's what they brought me here to do. And hopefully to mesh well with the team and have the team understand how I play, how I am as a leader. And that's my goal for the next 2 weeks here.
Far left, Marissa.
Hi, Lindsey. Marissa with the Gazette. The United States is hosting the Women's World Cup in 2031. Can you give your thoughts on Denver as a potential host city, and do you foresee yourself still playing up to that point? Good question.
Just get me to the World Cup next summer. That's the first goal. But for Denver to be a host city, I wish we were a host city for the Men's World Cup. But I think, as you've seen, the support here for our club is immense. It's incredible. I've always known that every time I come and play here for the national team, like, it's amazing going out to Dick's and feeling the support, feeling the love for the game, and then you see it with our club here. It's incredible. I mean, I've seen the sellout crowds and the support that we get, the noise, and even going to the game last weekend, I was like, this is amazing. So why would you not have Denver be a host city? So I would hope for that. Don't ask me if I'm going to play in that just yet. Just yet. I got to get to next summer.
Thank you.
Go Matt, front right.
Lindsey Matthewick with Summon Up. We know you've been in communication with Nick, Janine, the team. Anyone that's attended a match has seen thousands of little Lindsey Heaps and big Lindsey Heaps in the stands already. Maybe drawing from your experience at Lyon, sentimentally, what moment will hit when you feel you are here in the team? Will it be the first stepping on the field, something different?
That's a good question. That did hit me a bit. Watching the game the other night and looking down and seeing a lot of Heaps jerseys. I think my husband was more excited. He thought they were all for him. But that was a really cool moment for me, and I think at one point some fan saw where I was sitting and getting the applause there was really nice, and it's a very special feeling. I think probably stepping out for my first game, which of course happens to be against Portland, I think that will be when it hits, and maybe seeing my family in the crowd, because again, they've done a lot for my career and haven't been able to be at as many games as they've wanted to be, but now to be able to attend every home game, I think that will probably be when it gets a little emotional for me. So
Over to left, back to Nick.
Back to me.
back to you.
Nick called you a winner. You called yourself a winner. You've done a lot of winning in your career. What is left for you to accomplish, and what is it about this project that keeps you motivated?
The ownership, how they've invested in this club. They've done it all the right way. I said from the very beginning, just because there's a team here in Colorado does not mean that maybe it's the right team for me. I would love to go and play in my home state, but I want it to be the right project for me. Like you said, I want to win everything. No matter what I've done in the past, like there's still more to come, and what a challenge for me to come back into the NWSL and help this being a winning club, even from the get-go, even as an expansion team. So seeing and hearing everything that they've done, and then seeing what they've done in the past, 6-7 months, I'm like, this is a place that I want to be. And then you go and hire a coach like you did. I'm not old. I'm older, but I can still learn. I can still grow as a player, and it's good for the younger players to see that as well, that I want to keep growing. And you bring in a coach like Nick, who I know can help me as a leader and also can help me as a player. That's where I want to be. And so this was it wasn't a question, when I saw everything they were doing. So I'm so grateful. I'm so honored to be here as well, and just, again, help in every way I can to make it a winning club.
All right, we'll do one last one on the front from Matt.
All right, drawing back to how much we've heard you've communicated based on the team's performances, going into game 13, 14, you'll join the team. What's your assessment of the on-field product, and where do you want to grow it?
Talking with Nick, seeing results, I think you've seen some really, really good ones. You've seen some results that maybe haven't gone our way, or a game like Kansas City where it's like you start well and it just hits, and that's not Denver. That's not how they've been performing. That's not the standard of the club. And again, it's hard for me when I come directly in here, and I don't want to speak too much because I haven't been in, but knowing what they've done in the past, seeing games where they've been outstanding and gone and absolutely killed it and won like they should, then I know what the level should be. So I think everyone can take that on their shoulder and say that's not good enough, that's not the standard. Now we raise it and we know, like, okay, was that rock bottom? That will never be the case again. We're not getting to that point again. What are the things that need to be changed? How can I help? How can I influence? Even in the week leading up to this game that I can't play. And I know there's going to be fire in the team going and playing Houston. That's no question. But then rolling into a very difficult game against Portland as well, who's at the top of the table. So again, it's each game at a time, but everything that we can do to prepare for this game to be at our best and at our standard is the most important.
All right, we have time for one more. Anyone? We'll go to John to finish it up.
Ooh.
So you mentioned leadership, coming here to participate in that role. So you have leaders that have preceded you on this team, Janine, Abby, and the back. How do you all work that out now that you come, and Kurt even mentioned earlier that the expectations are that you'll wear the captain's band, but someone like Janine has to, in so many words, give that up, who's been the face of the team to date in that role. But my question is, as professionals, how do you meld that role without hurting someone's feelings, et cetera? Because everyone wants to be a leader, and obviously you have that capacity. You've been in that role many a time. So share your insight. Thank you.
That's a good question. I would love to speak on this anyway. I think I look at the past half of the season. I'm like so proud of Janine, because she stepped into a role that was very, very difficult, and she did so well. And I mean, it is a lot as an expansion club, and developing a culture and getting everyone on the same page, that you have players coming from all over the place. And obviously, like you said, the expectation was for me to come in and be the captain, but to take all that on without me here is not easy. But I also really appreciate the relationship I have with Janine. We've known each other for a very long time. She's a very, very good friend of mine. And again, we've kept in contact for the past few months. Anything that I could do to help, but just feel her out and just communicate. And I think even these last few days that I've been here, it's nonstop that we're talking and working through this. And this is a partnership with her. It's not, she has grown into a leader that I've never seen before. And I think she's taken on a huge role and responsibility that maybe wasn't the case in other teams that she's been on. So I'm like so proud. It's incredible what she's done, and again, I'm here to also help her, and we're in a partnership to help this team succeed. So I'm going to come in and be the leader I am, the captain I am, and help in any way, but I need her just as much as she needs me. So I hope that everyone understands that, and there's just so much respect that, she has for, from this whole team now, from me, and, she'll keep that on. Nothing really changes for her.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Lindsey, thank you for your time. Welcome to Denver. Thank you all for being here and enduring the heat for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.